All right, guys. Here's my skiddy over there. I got him clearing out the main entrance of this multi-stage lot. I actually got my plow down right now. You can see my stick here on the far left-hand side. Let's adjust you over. You can't see my other stick because, well, first of all, let's give it up and give a thumbs up for all the dads. The triplets were born. They're doing good. They are still in the hospital in the NICU, getting taken care of by some lovely nurses and people that do God's work. Apparently, I would describe it as no better things than somebody taking care of these little tiny itty bitty babies. But anyways, again, thumbs up for all the dads out there. Give it up. They're great. Triplets are, yeah. So that's my main happy, right? So we're gonna give this the quick and dirty. They want us to plow this once through, is what I was told. Clear the handicap spots. So I'll probably do some back dragging or use my skiddy to back drag that stuff. Get some piles going. I'm gonna get a couple runs here. Like I said, somebody broke off my wing, so I'm not allowed to. So I'm not like able to scoop. I mean, I can scoop. But it's just going to be a lot more difficult. All right. So I got that run going. I take this big part of the lot and section it. There's another entrance. We're going to use the skid to do the entrance and stuff. I'm also going to kind of go over how to manage customer expectations. So we subbed this from another company, and he was quite angry with me when I left it yesterday morning, or the night before yesterday morning. So I got the call at 9. I was in the hospital. I said, yeah, I'm in the hospital. I had to do some stuff, figure out where my truck is, get my truck, and come in. So I did get my truck. See, here's the hard part. You got no stick because the Joker broke off my wing. But anyways, so we'll go around this once. Which I like the wings to carry snow. Not as good as a V-plow, but... So, back to the story. Got out here, and they weren't happy that I had to take my wife in the one other time, and you know what? It is what it is. Family is obviously more important than anything else. Any snow for these 5 cars that are going to come in and out of this lot. It is an open facility, but, like, yeah, it's complicated. It's a postal tracking place, and I really don't. So I'm gonna just get this sidewalk, since the sidewalk crew has been bitching about shit last night or the night before. I'm gonna hit that for them, and they don't get the right to bitch. See, my snow piles are really stacked up and everything. But anyways, back to the story. He was mad I left. I was working 9 to 10, 13-hour shift. I was tired going back to the hospital. I said, look, he wanted someone to come back because there was snow on the sidewalk, a back corner in the back lot, which there was just tons of snow in it. It needs a removal. Wasn't clear, which they did a removal on it anyway, so he probably owes me a debt of gratitude for that extra money. Anyways, he was, and I said, look, here's my situation. Like, I got these triplets. All 3 of these kids are in the hospital right now. There is no way that I'm able to come back right now. Like, what do you want me to do? Well, you need to get somebody back. Okay. So this lot was not perfect. There are clumps. Like, a lot of these are car clumps, though. Like, there's a pile here that looks like where somebody was parked and stuff like that. I'm not all that concerned with that stuff. With the islands being super tight, even though I think I did detail the islands, I jumped in because my buddy was in the skid. He's not the greatest. But I jumped in, got everything detailed up. You got stuff looking where it needs to be. I'm going to at least utilize my right-hand scoop because I plow almost all these lots to the right side, or left scoop to plow to the right side. Basically, we're trying to get most of the snow over to the other side. So here's what it is. I think his expectations in his mind are more than what we are contractually obligated to do. And he started talking about contracts and stuff, and I said, that's great. How about tomorrow's Monday morning? You can have your office girl send me over the contract. Go ahead and redact all the prices, because, you know, we're subbing this from somebody. But let me know what the contractual obligations are on paper. I would like to see everything on paper. So we got expectations set on paper, and to which he said, no, the job's done when I say it's done, how I say it's done. To which I said, well, I mean, so that's like the first tip. Like, even regular customers that aren't like job soups or whatever, if somebody's complaining how you do a lot, you need to make sure your contracts are high and tight. They're buttoned up really good. So, for example, in your contract explaining curb to curb, explaining how long after your trigger depth that you will be on site. So that's some things. And like with this general, we have not gotten a limited time allowed to get to site, and I've been on them hard. This is the first time we've got a hard start time, because this is supposed to be continuing snow. It's about 3:30 a.m. right now, and it's supposed to snow until about 10 a.m. or noon. So, I mean, obviously that's going to be a decent amount of snow at this pace, and it is going to, what am I thinking? It is going to come down and, you know, it's going to be a lot. We're going to have to do some open ups. They basically want somebody on site all the time, which is fine, but my staff, like, I'm just not staffed for it. And it's probably just a lot of guys don't want to do snow removal. Like, I would rather have 3 or 4 smaller sites that I am totally dependent on myself, to not be dependent on anybody else, any other operators. Right now I got an operator that's not here yet. He may be fighting, not traffic, but the snow. He may be fighting the weather to get here. Whatever. I haven't got a call from him. Might interrupt the video. He actually might be pulling in there in his truck. You know, so you want to manage the expectations. You want to get the expectations set on paper, and you want to bring the customer, in this case, the super of the job, back to the listed expectations on the paperwork. Because that is something that was agreed upon. Extra stuff, especially when it's a customer, like snow removals, they're not happy with snow piles. These piles are huge. We've had, you know, we had a 3-inch snowfall on top of like a 7-inch, and like, these are mountains of snow out here. We got mountains. In other cases, we would blow and remove. Like, if it was up to me, I would have had that discussion. I guess they brought not such a great blower out to do some of the blowing, which is not on me, but I'm not so worried about it. The back lot is filled up, so I'm gonna just stack snow. I'm gonna make the call and ask them, hey, where do you want the snow stacked? Do you want it stacked in the parking spots at the end? Do you want it staged? Do you want it staged up here, there? What are we doing? We're gonna give them the what are we doing with this snow, so they can decide, so I don't get yelled at again. I mean, basically, I told this guy I got 3 kids in the hospital and I ain't coming back. Would you come back if it was you? And he said no. And I said, yeah. And I said, okay. So why do you expect me to come back? And he says, but that's not the point. And I told him, no, that exactly is the point. Like, my family is literally more important to me than any job, which it should be. I got 3 kids in the hospital right now. There's no way I'm coming back. You being on the phone with me is stopping me from calling other operators to see if I can get somebody else out there. And he said, well, I'm going to have to call your boss then. And I said, great, you can call my boss, because literally while I'm in charge of the site, like, I don't get paid for any of the phone calls I make. I don't get paid for any of the billing I do on this site, which I didn't really know I was going to be in charge of billing. We have LMN, my other company, we used LMN effectively, and everybody was punching in and out of job sites, and it was getting billed out through LMN, which, great, that's what you're supposed to use LMN for. We're supposed to have GPSs in these trucks, which my truck's GPS maybe works. With the big loaders, GPS doesn't work because it doesn't have a cigarette lighter, or its cigarette lighter doesn't work. It's just got electrical issues because it's old as dirt. Starting to clear out. It took me about 11 minutes to clear this. It takes me, I think I've done this lot in the big lot in about half an hour. There's some other stuff. I'm basically gonna stage this snow so this skiddy can get, you see he's working there in the inner circle. I got these sidewalk guys working, and I'll kind of blast this stuff away from the sidewalk, and when the front end loader gets here, we'll get here. If he doesn't get here, I don't know, I suppose I could always grab my buddy and get him in the front end loader if I can't get a hold of this guy. But then I'd have to go and pick him up and such. And yeah, whatever. It is what it is. So my night will go pretty quick once I get beyond these islands. Like, these islands kind of stacked up just naturally. The other thing is I'm worried about bending this plow to not be able to get another wing back in, which is kind of bent in one spot. We'll see if we can bend it back. Which, of course, you know your boss is always like, oh, just use it. Just use it. We need to get the snow moved. Okay. I don't think another wing is ordered. This Fisher is garbage. I would not recommend anybody buy a Fisher plow. Just my personal preference. Well, actually, I just think it's a generic Western, and it's not as well built as a Western with the welding. This one is just rusted out. But like I was talking, manage the expectations of what the customer is expecting to get, put them on paper, and go back to that paper if there's any questions on what's happening, why, what's what. And just say, hey, look, we got this on paper. This is, oh, if you're not out fast enough, you should have in things about continuing snow. If snow does continue, we will open up every 8 hours, every 12 hours, every 24 hours. It depends, like, what kind of, if you're doing businesses, if you're gonna have guys on site, make sure you have a backup team that's gonna be able to pick up the rest of the stuff when it comes around, right? Because if you're getting guys out and then your guys are tired after 10-12 hours, you got to have a second shift, possibly even a third shift, or maybe just a third guy or whatever, to have people come in, start round-the-clock snow removal, which is important. Stuff like hospitals and stuff, they need round-the-clock snow removal. 24-hour retail stores, Walmart wants snow removal 24 hours. Now I got this going. And I have not been plowing fast because I've been narrating what I'm doing. But that's all right. They told me also on the site that I was driving too fast and didn't give me a speed I should be driving. Well, if I'm driving too fast, then what is the speed you want me to go? Don't just say where you're going is too fast, because I'm just going to keep driving the same speed I'm driving. really. So yeah, I kind of ticked off the main guy, and he called my boss, and my boss was like, "What's up?" And he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it." Because basically, I'm to the point that I'm so sick of other guys not showing up and stuff, and I get it. Like, other guys have stuff, family stuff come up. Basically, it's the guys that just don't show up because they don't show up. Which, whatever. I think I was scooping while I did that. So we'll run it real quick. So, like, this is 25, which I think plowing at 30 in a big open lot when there's no cars around is fine. Because you are going to slide. Like, that's a little bit of slide. But as long as you know you're braking and you're slowing down before you come and slam into a pile, you can get up to 30 miles an hour in some of these spots. Which I don't think is bad. I think it's controlled. You can whip her around, whip the tail around and stuff, practice your snow driving, and I think that's completely acceptable. Now, once I get this final edge done up, and I'm satisfied with it, because I mean, there's some snow over here. Over here, there's some snow and stuff, which is fine. So I'm gonna have this kitty come, and he's gonna work some of these areas. And I'll work the other. I'm gonna hop over to this other lot because I'm just gonna plow this main lot in one direction and wing it and just keep pushing it down. I'm gonna treat this small lot same thing. There's a lot of fences at this place too. Super pain in the butt. I don't want stuff piled against the fences. We're pushing snow through. Like, this is piled, so I'll just take a scoop on this, run this down to an end. Like, I can run snow to piles and stuff. So run this. Like, a lot of this is loader work, which my loader guy, I really need my loader guy to show up. I'm gonna give him another half an hour because he said he'd be here. To which I'm again gonna somehow be my fault that somebody else is undependable and not showing up, which this guy was out here doing snow removals, which they should have had their own guys out here doing snow outs, snow removals and stuff. Talk to this guy. What's up, Chuck? I hear you, man. The older you get, the harder it gets.
I'm solo again, so I'm gonna be bopping in and out.
You're solo? What happened to you? What happened to your two guys that were supposed to come? Hey, wait, were they number 9 and number 10 that didn't even number 9 and number 10 of these shovelers that didn't even show up to site? I thought they were training them special to come out to you.
Supposedly, there's 2 more over on
one of the
site.
Oh, Armstrong, yeah, right by the waters over there.
I don't know. I gotta take a break from the fucking machine and just get the fuck out of here.
What happened to 4'9" with the Bowie knife, or is she running a crew over there?
She's got one over here. I tell you what, old fucking Pinky.
Yeah. I guarantee you.
Alice and her brother are fucking rock stars.
Yeah, bring them over here.
I tried to get them on the fucking machines. They don't want nothing to do with it. They got fucking life by the balls over there.
They don't got much. They don't got much sidewalk over there.
No, they don't. But as far as shovelers and workers, I brought them fuckers over here last time. You know, just to help me out. But I'd been here from fucking 9 at night till 9 in the morning, or 9 in the morning till 9 at night. Mitch said, "Yeah, I got a plan. I got a plan.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm like, all right, okay, cool.
He's supposed to be the area manager or whatever, and he's out here shoveling snow. Like,
I said, okay, that's great. John shows up. No guy.
So you know what? My other guy, that's one of my other accounts, Isaac. He's I don't know what company he's from, but we do a site through him. He texts me. He's like, hey, if you got any shovelers right now, we're paying $70 an hour. This was when my wife was in the hospital. I texted, like, I got a buddy that's a stay-at-home dad, and like, it was at the time his wife was home from work. I was like, and one of my other buddies that is just out of work right now, and I was like, hey, you guys want to make $70 an hour right now? here's this guy's number. His name is Isaac. Here's the address where you need to go. Look, I got no more details.
That shit is nothing.
I got no more details than that, but he said they're paying $70. I guess apparently a whole townhome site had drifted and all their guys were pooped and went home. Like, they got to the last site and they're like, oh, fuck these 1.5, 2 foot drifts. Like, we're out of here. Call.
At that point, I'd fucking bring my own snowblower.
No shit.
Truck and trailer and a snowblower.
If my wife wasn't in the hospital, it was after I was done plowing. I was like, I would have came out there for $70 an hour.
Did you call Toby?
I have not called Toby. I was gonna give him another.
Left here. I was here. I got here a fucking hour earlier and I was supposed to be. He was still here. I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? Oh, I was helping with some guys in the back. They're doing, you know.
Yeah, they were doing some snow removals.
I think he left here till 10 or something. I was like, holy
I talked to him on his drive back home. So if he's sleeping, he's sleeping. Otherwise, like my other guy, I would have to freaking go and pick him up. See, like I'm so desperate, like I will literally pick up an operator and bring him out to the job site. Like that's where Mitch was like, oh, I need somebody back here. What about the other guy? And I was like, Mitch, I got to give him a ride. So to bring him back out, I would have to pick him up, bring him back out, go to the hospital, come back, like at that point, it's me coming back. And like, I got 3 kids in the hospital right now. I ain't coming back. He was pissed.
between you and I, they pulled that bullshit because I had a 4-door pickup. I said, fuck that. I'm not going all the way around the cities picking up these fucking, pardon my French, but fucking dirt bags.
Yeah, no, they're
and putting them in my truck. I don't think. Besides that, I don't want them on my job site. If they can't get here, they ain't no good to me.
Hey, I'd rather pick some of those guys up then, because they're stuck.
But see, at that point, I did that once. I used to work for a small cement company.
Yeah.
And I picked up a couple of guys. Until you go through a felony stop, that's all fun and fucking games.
Oh yeah, it is.
I picked the motherfucker up, Cannon Falls. You made it to fucking Highway 19, downtown Cannon Falls. All of a sudden, there's fucking squads behind you. You get up to fucking Hampton, there's all kinds of fucking squads. That ain't no fun.
You must have picked him up from the drug house then.
His mom and dad's.
The drug house though.
Been hiding out for fucking 3 days. And 3 fucking felony warrants. Of course, they tore my fucking truck apart.
Yeah.
Because we've been in my truck.
Right.
I don't know, dude. If they paid for gas, paid for my time, I had a fucking company.
I had an amigo. So get this. He lived in some apartments about 3 blocks away from my parents' house. I told him I would give him a ride every day. He was on my crew. I dropped him off at his house, but every day I would pick him up. Or no, I wouldn't pick him up. He would be at my house in the morning when I walked out to my car every single day to go to work. And he'd pay me $20 a week. He'd pay me $20 a week to walk to my house to get in my car.
I worked with a guy at Ryan Contract.
Yeah.
He's 5 years older than I am. So that makes the fucker 56 right now.
Right.
Hardest working little son of a bitch
Nope.
you ever want to meet.
One of the other guys.
He had more hours than anybody. He could fucking do landscaping. He could lay pavers. He could do sod. He could do irrigation. His name was Jose.
Yeah, one of the other guys. I would give him rides to the bus stop because he lived in Minneapolis, but he just asked for a ride to the bus stop. If I gave him a ride to the bus stop, he would give me $10, and he wouldn't say no unless I took it. And I said, okay, like that's fair. Like that's what he wanted to pay me. Like I took it to not disrespect him. Like he felt like he owed me for me giving him a ride.
Big money. I worked with when I did summer work a long time ago for CG Construction.
Yeah.
He had a bunch of guys that lived in a trailer house. There was 10 or 12 of them that would come.
Oh yeah.
Every single spring, and they'd be there till fall.
Yeah, no, we had H2B workers.
I'll tell you what, people can say whatever they want about these guys coming over the border. They're doing work. I don't care if they're.
I say, can we make a trade? Can we trade them like some baseball cards?
I'll tell you what. This young generation.
We could get
a fucking clue.
We'll even trade them 2 of theirs for 1 of ours. We'll get rid of the bad ones that don't want to work. Send them across the border and see how they do it. See how they do in Mexico or Argentina when they don't want to have to work.